Hello, 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 and welcome to my channel. My name is Julia Rose. I'm a psychic medium and Reiki master, and I pray these messages find you at the precise time you need them. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest for everyone else to find, as these are collective messages. So some parts may resonate and some parts may not, or may at different points in time. I always start, hello. Oh my gosh, you guys. I missed you all so much. I really, truly missed you all so much. Hey, Cynthia, Sean, Lindsay, Rosa Stay, if you're still here, welcome. Hi, everyone. Vinny, hello. Justin, woo woo, yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. Mary Penny, hello. I was sitting here feeling so Emma. Oh my gosh, you guys, I missed you. 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 Wow. So we'll get into it, but I just want to say, oh no, Cynthia, I know. I just wanted to make an announcement that I'm really grateful to each and every one of you who've been on this journey with me for however long you've been here watching my channel. You know, it really means the world to me, and I recognize that I have not been able to show up in a balanced way for you guys. Sometimes posting a lot, sometimes it's like I go underground. And Spirit really taught me a lot in these last few weeks about grounding and regulation. And I feel like these are part of the messages that I need to bring to you today. How do you develop consistency at a pace that doesn't burn you out? And also, how do you acknowledge your where your rhythms have become out of alignment? Okay, but also, what are the things that you can do that are best for yourself to stay balanced and grounded? Hi, Isabel. All right, so again, this is a well, not really again, I didn't say it yet, but if you clicked on the link, it has been a rough week. It's been eclipse hell. It's been eclipse hell. So we are going to get into it. I'm going to unpack some of how the energy has manifested, but I always know that even when we're all down and out and we can't show up, or things get rearranged into a different timing, it's always what is exactly needed. If there's one thing that I have learned in the last month, but really in the last week, is that timing is everything. And before we get into the energy healing portion of the session, I wanted to share a little experience that Spirit had me walk through. It seems so simple. Lisa, hello! But it was when I was by the water and a friend had shown me how to eat just the peel off of a rosebud. And so that way you don't get the seeds. And my guides brought me over to this bush along the water, 333 on my timer, and they showed me that I needed to take two, and they showed me which two to pull off. So I've tried the first one. It was sweet, but also a little bit tart, a little firm, so not fully ripe. Now, it was still enjoyable, but it wasn't the satisfying, "Ah, yes, that hit the spot that I was looking for." Now, the other rosebud that I tried was perfect. It had just the right amount of, like, fleshiness, like a peach would, but it was completely sweet all the way through, and it was very juicy, and it was just so perfect. And I was like, "Wow, Spirit, what a difference." And you know what they said? Timing is everything. And I feel like this is probably one of the core takeaways that you've learned in this eclipse energy, is that some of the things that you've been wanting to work on and move forward at full speed ahead, certain opportunities that seem to have come and gone, or or I want to say publicity coming and going. These are all things that have needed to be timed a certain way, because while you were almost ready for some things, or you were being shown a sneak peek, sneak preview, courtesy of your guides, of what was to come, you also needed to understand that there was more to learn, so that way your offering, your creative outlet for some of you, or whatever it is that you've been wanting to dive back into but have been like, "Oh, just something about this is at war in me." You saw the power of surrendering the expectation of timing with this eclipse. So I know I always start my messages with, especially live streams, with Reiki, but I just needed to share that because those of you who are here needed to hear that. However that applies to you, whatever situation applies in your life, that was something that spirit needed me to say. So now, welcome, welcome. We're going to get into the Reiki session. I have a few crystals and I have a few new crystals that I'm going to bring you all. I'm happy to hear that this is on point for you guys. We already know. we're all tapped in, tuned in. All right. So if you're open to receiving this energy activation, we're going to tune in with 808. It's feeling like 808 energy, okay? 808. I have to tell you, like, my ADHD was to the max the couple hours before this. I just got back home today off the plane. I'm fresh out of the airport, fresh off the plane, and I've been like, "Oh my gosh. I have not been able to focus on one thing for more than like 10 seconds. I start 100 things and get none of it done." And I was like, "Ah." But anyways, I know this is also your energy, so we're going to break it down, okay? If you're open to receiving this energy activation, please tap in with 808. And it's really important that you tap in because I I do not want to overstep any boundaries, okay? With this energy activation. I never ever want to do that. That sage really wants to burn, so we're not gonna let it smoke up the room. Oh, I was seeing this crystal earlier today. This is a crystal ball, clear quartz. Again, I was saying it's really important that you tune in and give explicit permission because that allows the energy to fully connect with you and go where it's meant to, and I won't do that without your permission. The numbers also activate the messages. All of these angel numbers have very special meanings, so not only just to me and my own experiences, but I'm sure to you as well. So each of these numbers is in alignment with the messages to come. You'll notice that's why if you watch my live streams, they're rotating or changing. I apologize for the background noise. That's a lot of energy flooding through. If it feels a bit intense, you can just focus on taking some slow, deep breaths. Nice and easy. If it's too much, you can always say, "I'd like a little less." That's always your right. That said, I know a lot of you are like me and enjoy the intensity. Ooh. Okay. We're still going here, just need a different crystal, said Spirit. Whatever you're noticing right now is confirmation that this energy is moving through you. This is sodalite. Just another minute here, but we're about finished. That feels better. Okay, clearing complete. Wow. How are y'all feeling? I said tonight was going to be a Reiki meditation, didn't I? Hey, Lindsay. Energized, wonderful. Activations in the inner ears. Oh, that's nice, Spirit. A little contradictory. Feeling better, yeah. Okay. I have a strong feeling that the messages we're going to bring through right now are going to help guide the meditation. And I don't feel like it's going to be woohoo balanced. Good. I don't think it's going to be a very long meditation. It feels like more of a surrender. It feels like more of a surrender. Lune, hello. A strong emotional release so that I was pushing for you. Okay. No, it was exactly what you needed, but a lot of people have been having very powerful emotional releases with this eclipse. So if you didn't have it right now and you've had it in the last couple days or it's coming, that's right on track. Yep. Eclipses have a tendency to do that. So this particular eclipse, this blood moon, was in Pisces. We're getting into the thick of Virgo season, so happy birthday to my Virgos. Hello, Jodimar. I think it was very interesting that I just find it so fascinating that Virgo and Pisces balance each other, because Virgo has some sense of, it's like the yin yang symbol, the opposite astrology signs. This is what I've noticed. You know how in both sides of the symbol, the yang side is light with a bit of dark, and then the yin is dark with a bit of light. I found that opposite astrological signs carry that same kind of balanced duality. So Virgo has the wild inspiration of Pisces, yet Pisces has the rigidity of an earth sign at times, the stubbornness. So I feel like all of these nuanced dualities that exist within you because you are the sum of opposites. You are the sum of nuance and contrast. All of these things are being highlighted in an eclipse, right? So while all the dreaminess and heightened intuition and capacity for dreaming at a grand level, I wanted to say a brand new level, but also a grand level, really taking the seeds that have been sown since Aries season this year and trying to see them in a different light. Oh, well, that makes sense because then we're going to be stepping into Libra season. Okay, opposite Aries. So it just feels like all of these things that you've been working really hard to bring to life that haven't quite fruited yet. Coming back to my analogy before, trust the timing. You're needing to surrender and allow yourself. I know you guys are hating that word. I gave you, Julia, surrender again. Don't make me sick. It feels like you've had a really, really strong, almost like a it almost feels like a bullishness, like a very strong-headed, hard-headed energy around certain things that you're trying to create because you you are existing within some beliefs that are telling you that you must overexert yourself to make things happen. That is being broken down by this blood moon eclipse, by showing you the taste of things that have manifested for you as an anchor for you to understand why you must allow for divine timing, to allow that to be your guiding light as opposed to everything you think you should do or should have done by now. That's constantly keeping you in this state of I want to say punishing yourself, but really a state of worthlessness. Like who you are is not enough. When your guides are telling you always and reminding you always that no matter what your life looks like, no matter who you've been, you always, always, always have opportunities to try something new, to become a different version of yourself. It takes dedication, yes, but not forcing things. It was this rigidity, this sense of forcing yourself to do certain things a certain way, to be a certain type of person, to live a certain kind of life that created this burnout and this deep agony, all of this pain. This eclipse is trying to show you that you can do things differently and it can work out for you. I'm hearing start small, starting small, starting small. Mm. Yeah, and it's fitting too because I was doing all right. I was doing all right today. I was feeling good. Normally, public spaces are really difficult for me to be in, but I was doing okay. And then I got home and I was like, I can't have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this, but I can't do any of it because I can't decide what I need to do, and it all has to get done now. And I was like, oh, collective. Oh no. Oh no. We got to talk about it. Breathe. You are being made. I mean you are being made to slow down and allow yourself to prioritize what's next. This it feels like it's like anxiety but also jitters. I'm hearing jitters specifically. This eclipse energy wanted you to see where you've been acting out of that energy and what kind of reactions or outcomes it's had for you, as opposed to taking the time you need to reset, realign yourself, and keep going. Which brings me right back to where I started here, or where I wanted to go. So, we have to talk about self care. It's not always what you think it is. It's not going to get your nails done. It's not going to the gym and having a good workout. I mean, sometimes it is, but it's really the coping mechanisms that helped you feel a sense of safety when you were either a toddler or a teenager. So go back to those moments in time and ask yourself, okay, well, how did I create safety for myself when I couldn't find it outside of myself? Maybe for a lot of you, it was isolation, being by yourself. Maybe for some of you, it's painting or drawing, some creative outlet. But keep in mind, your teenager is going to have certain coping mechanisms, your inner teen, and your inner toddler, your inner child. You will also notice that certain times when you're overwhelmed, you have to ask yourself which version of you is being triggered. Your inner child, your inner toddler, or your inner teen? Are they both being triggered? Maybe they'll have the same kind of coping mechanisms. Maybe they'll have different ones, different outlets, different ways to unplug and decompress. But these are the things that you did that made you feel safe and that made you protect yourself. Spirit, can I have some examples? So, literally, some of you, it's writing music, writing a song, I heard verbatim. And perhaps it's triggering for you to get back into this thing because of what has happened to you when you explored that. Dancing, that's amazing. Hey, Kalisha. Dancing. It could be isolating yourself, but not in a way where you're distracting yourself, doom scrolling, binge watching, eating a bunch of food when you're not hungry, but just trying to ground yourself, overeating to make you exhausted because you're already naturally vibrating at a really high level. It could be that you go on walks, painting, fantastic. For some of you, it could literally just be creating a sensory space that has nothing. It could be no sound, it could be stillness, it could be silence. It could be spending time with a pet, spending time with an animal, spending time at the ocean or by water or in the mountains by the trees. Whatever is genuinely going to help you unplug, not the superficial things. And these also aren't things that have to make sense to other people. This might be something that you try meditating with to really see, okay, well, when I'm overstimulated, when you're overstimulated, you have to ask your body, what do you need right now to feel safe? Without punishing yourself for feeling overwhelmed. Notice what's happening and saying, "Oh, my body's all tense, I'm getting really snappy. Oh, is I need to create safety. This is the feeling of unsafety." Setting boundaries. Bam, boom, clap 'em. Boom, clap 'em. With the most love and respect. Message sent. Hey, how'd that feel? Oh, yes, I knew that was gonna happen before the live. I knew that. So, wait, bring that back, bring that back. So it might not be the things. No, 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 I said that thought already. So you guys, I love interacting with you. I just get so distracted. The messages come and they go. Hold on 1 second. So it's a message of needing to honor your feelings without punishing yourself or trying to change it in the moment. Oh, I'm feeling really tense. Well, I should just relax. I know how many of you resonate with that. Oh, I noticed that I'm getting really grunchy and anxious. Okay, I should just not be anxious. Anyone feeling called out right now? I should just not feel like that. I should just not do that. I should just not be that way, right? So this is where you have a new invitation. Your new invitation is to recognize I'm feeling unsafe instead of I shouldn't be like that. Because that's also your sense of fear making you feel like you're out of control. So you trying to control yourself by changing how you're feeling or telling yourself that you shouldn't be feeling that way as a means to create a sense of control in a situation that really is scary to you. I can feel all of the solar plexus activation for you guys. Good. It means I'm plucking the right chords, pulling the right strings, hitting the right buttons. Okay. So, hello. So, when you notice that you are feeling incredibly overwhelmed, what you're not going to do is try to artificially change that by just trying to create the opposite. If you're anxious, well, I shouldn't feel anxious. I should just be relaxed right now. I should be relaxed right now. I can't be anxious. Or I'm really scared right now and I shouldn't feel scared right now. You're going to say, well, this means that I don't feel safe. What about this? Two questions. What about this situation makes you feel unsafe? I hope you all have your notebooks. Are you writing this down? What about the situation makes you feel unsafe? Two, what does your body need? What does your inner teen or your inner toddler need in order to feel safe? And it could be very small. It could be very small. It could be, I need to run away and leave this place forever. Okay? It could be anything in between, but you must surrender judgment towards yourself. This eclipse is asking you to literally take the giantest axe, the biggest axe you've ever seen, to all of the ways you talk about yourself that are less than loving, and talk to yourself that are less than compassionate. Okay? So let me see if I can come up with some examples for you. So, the obvious one, you're in a connection where you are feeling taken advantage of, you don't feel seen, you don't feel heard. You're And I only say obvious because I know this is something that you all experience. Every single empath has at least 4 or 5 connections that they can put a flag on and say, "Yep, that was the one like that, Jules." Someone who was abusive towards you, emotionally manipulative, controlling, made you feel self-conscious and insecure when actually you had no reason to be. You might feel constantly exhausted, constantly on a state of edge, constantly tense in your body. Your instincts are, especially as an empath, most commonly to people please or to fawn. Well, you have fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. You know, fight and flight. You know, freeze is just I can't go anywhere. That's also a form of dissociation, functional freezing. Then you have fawning, which is also another form of dissociation where you leave your body, but you try to make everyone else comfortable. It's like putting on a show that, oh, you're really not okay, but no one's ever going to notice that. As opposed to snapping back, fight mode, flight, running away, or just like vagal dorsal shutdown, zoning out, dissociating, becoming non responsive. Okay? When you notice any of these things going on in your body, it could be more than one trying to take place at the same time. These are all indications that you are needing to create safety for yourself. Sometimes, so maybe in the example of a connection, it's both your inner toddler and your inner teen needing to feel safe. They're both feeling unsafe. So you would divert to the inner teenager, okay? You would say, okay, well, there you know how to set boundaries. You've been learning how to set boundaries. This is just going to require a new type of communication. So the fix for your feelings of unsafety is to either get away or set a boundary. I just want to be clear that cutting sometimes when you have not yet in your soul learning, in your soul's growth plan, have not gotten to the point where you can communicate directly, that looks like cutting people off. It's not ideal, and it's not going to be your forever response, but it's part of you learning that you deserve better and you are allowed to do what you need to do to create a sense of safety for yourself. Again, I'm not saying take an axe to everything. I'm just saying you know where you are on your journey. You know when you are capable of communicating, you know when your words are completely lost because the person in the connection is committed to misunderstanding you. Whatever it ends up being, you would divert to your inner teen's way of creating safety, and then if it's not healthy, you would try to find a healthier way to cope. So maybe you have to work through the layers. Is this example making sense? I feel like it's like the whole we're going in a lot of it feels like a lot of redirects here. Is someone having neck pain? One of you guys having neck pain? Maybe that's just an indication of throat chakras. Mary, is that your neck pain? Yeah, you're okay. That's that's all this tension being up here in your body. It's you needing to learn how to create new feelings of safety inside your body through different actions. So, I want to say for some of you, I can give an example. This weekend I was at um a psychic conference in Nova Scotia, and I was asked to do a little bit of psychic readings for the crowd, and that was really, really cool. And I was so grateful for the opportunity because I'd always wanted to do platform mediumship like that. And so that was really triggering to me because one of my wounds is or issues is with being seen, which is ironic because everything that I ever wanted to do is being in front of people. So I learned this past week that what I need is to decompress in absolute isolation and just be totally shut down, no talking, no nothing, stillness, silence, isolation until I feel like I'm completely in my body again, fully recharged. And so I thought I was doing that, but I didn't know that I was only doing like a drop in the bucket of what I really needed. So, because I know this was something that was really impactful to me, I know I have to talk to you about it. But one of the things that I needed in order to feel safe was to feel like I was held. And that meant not holding myself up by standing. So I asked someone to get a chair for me so I could sit on the stage. Thank you, Isabel, and thank you, Mary. So I asked for a chair. I asked my body, what do you need to feel safe? If it's a fear of being seen, which we're already working on because of XYZ things, which I'm not going to get into because this is not a therapy session. um Upon coming into a few more realizations, my body said to me, "You know what? In order to feel really grounded, because when I'm doing these videos and I've been on my channel for a couple years now, I sit. So sitting helps me zone out, feel fully relaxed, and like I can bring through things easily. So my body was like, yeah, you just need to sit and you'll be able to relax and go from there. It'll be great. And it was something as simple as that, but you have no idea, I cried when I asked for that chair. I started crying when I was like, "I need a chair." It was really funny because it seems so simple, but when you're not used to finding ways to meet your needs of safety, the things that feel so simple can also, or that should feel simple, here we go with the shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatevers. The things that should feel simple or easy become very difficult when you're not used to people around you being able to meet your needs for safety. Okay? This is a lot of reparenting. So, yeah, I don't usually talk so much about my own experiences here, but I feel like I needed to share a couple of these things from my own learning because I feel like it would resonate with you a little bit more. So, if you're feeling like you're needing to speak up and ask for new things, neck pain, to communicate new things, if you're coughing a lot or feeling like you're clearing your throat a lot, you have a lot of things that you need to say. You're welcome, Lindsay. So, an example of needing to set a boundary with a person, an example of asking for a chair. Spirit, is there another one? It could be as simple as if some of you guys ever dine out and you get like your dish is prepared wrong, speaking up and saying that you ordered something else, that's also an example of this. Okay? Again, it seems simple, but some of you are really working on feeling comfortable taking up space inside your body and in your life and with your voice. All of those things are interconnected, okay? Can I have one last example, Spirit, and then we'll get into a little bit of the um a little bit more of the energy work? Oh, they're so funny. They're like, "Keep going, take your time." All right. Can I have another example though? Some of you that have been very disconnected from your bodies you're learning how to dress and I want to say accessorize in new ways, but I want to talk specifically about shoes. Some of you have had a habit of buying shoes that are either too small or too big. I feel like it's mostly too small, but also shoes that are too big. And as you're starting to come back to your body, you're recognizing that some things that you maybe have worn or loved have not really they don't there's something about the way these things fit or the energy of these things that doesn't feel in alignment with you. So you're going through an identity shift with the way that you cover and clothe and dress and accessorize yourself. And also that's also a form of protection, right? Yep. So yeah, high heels for sure, Deirdre. Hi, Deirdre. I vision. I don't know if I said hello to you before, but I think I said it mentally, so hi. um, so you're learning how to wear things that resonate with you in a very grounding way. If you're into the glitz and glam or spicing things up and things and you like dressing in ways that are kind of very vibrant and bold, it doesn't mean stepping away from that. It just means how do you make things feel more right to you? So, but it's specifically the example of shoes that are too small, shoes that are constricting. These are all this is something that you've been paying extra attention to or your guides have been needing you to pay extra attention to because of that constraint making it hard for you to stay comfortably inside your body. Shoes that are too heavy. I would not have thought of that. So thank you for sharing. Yeah, shoes that are too heavy. Yeah, customizing a game character, but if you've been dissociated for a really long time, it's it's very weird. And maybe some of you've been going through exactly tower on the bottom of this deck. Also so cute. I love the soft sweet energy of this deck in contrast to how crazy hectic the eclipse has been. Like, oh, can you bring that back? So some of you might have had a realization or an experience around this eclipse where it's kind of like you came back from dissociating after a really long time, or this is something that you've been through recently, even if it's not just with this eclipse energy, where you kind of settled back into your body and you're feeling like a stranger to yourself, like someone else has been living your life. I feel like that's also very specific, but for someone else here. And I can feel that resonating with someone deeply. So that's also part of this experience to bring you back to earth, to bring you back to your body, to show you that in your perspective changing, you're coming back down to a new way of inhabiting your life. So it's okay that it takes some time for that whole thing, for that whole experience to integrate. All right? These energies were very powerful. And I'm hearing that with this kind of holy crap, what the heck is happening? You were also getting a new layer. You remember me talking some weeks ago about the crystalline layering shields that were coming in phases. This brought another one. Okay. Ari, hi. So I feel like Lisa says, I'm feeling like my current reality is so good right now, and I'm accepted by so many people that I'm trying to figure out how to inhabit my own life again on my own, or like being your own, or your own being again. That was really hard to say. It feels like that's that's kind of the hardest thing there. How to be your own being. Living your own life again. Yep. So I take it this eclipse energy has shown all of you what things you're keeping around that don't serve you. If they're especially if it's about thinking negatively about yourself, that there are other people. I'm hearing soul tribe that is balanced around you, that can balance you. Ooh, ooh. Six, the sixes came out. Again, that's balance. We have 606 here. You could be seeing 606. Yeah, my shoulders are hurting again. God, that's crazy, you guys. Chill. Please, I don't want that. Take it off. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, some of you have been in unbalanced. Thank you. I just heard like a burden, like carrying too much weight for other people. So normal to be in tears at night lately. Well, I would say because of the collective energies, yes, but that's not going to be something that relates to everyone. Only if you've had a lot of emotions that you have not acknowledged that you actually have. If there are certain things that you have not been honoring about your own experience, whether it's truth or the fact that you've been holding on to a lie, these are the kinds of things that are being processed in your crying at night, but also in your dream space, okay? Spirit is coming in to balance the scales right now, and I love that this message is coming through right before Libra season as well, because we've got another, like, a pretty crazy rest of the month astrologically. I think it's so funny because Virgos are so detail-oriented and meticulous, but also so scattered at the same time. It's like you're It's like you're trying to create a balance for yourself that you've never embodied before. Because this version of you is someone you don't recognize because it's more you than you've ever been. What you're unlearning right now and releasing is all of the ways that you learned by watching and absorbing from around you. You're needing to understand that every single one of those programs that you've been operating on probably don't fit or feel right or bring you the soul comfort, the soul satisfaction you've been looking for because they're not coming from in you outwards. This is what this is what every single spiritual path means by looking for the answers within. You might find validation and things that resonate that guide you a little bit closer, 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 closer. But until you take that plunge and really, really step into the truth of your being, which, honest to God, is light, honest to God, is love, honest to God, light and love, you radiate everything you empath have ever absorbed that is less than that is not you. It's not you. If y'all aren't the type to cry, you're gonna be crying because this energy's not playing. I love that, Ari. And some of you have come to the layer of outside your body, but you're needing to step in. It's like you're still trying to fix or heal, realign everything that's going on in you from the perspective of outside of you. You are your own authority. You are your own authority. Okay? You have the answers. You have everything you need here in you. In you. You don't have to know what you're doing. Yeah, honestly, me too, Deirdre. I need to replay it too. I have no idea what I just said. You have to understand that this is all coming from inside of you outwards. Some of you are still learning how you feel about things, honestly, by observing. Oh, this is so trippy. The language is so interesting for this. It's far more common to be dissociated than you realize, okay? It's far more common than you realize. And for a lot of light workers, sometimes the purpose of this is needing the purpose is timing. Because you know you're a powerful, bad, whatever. You know how powerful you are. You know how powerful you are. It has not felt accessible because it wasn't time. You change worlds, you create worlds. The truth you know and speak changes things like this, okay? So, for those of you who are feeling like, I haven't been able to just settle in yet, I don't even know who I am yet, it's all this digging and crying and shadow work for what? For all of this mind-blowing nonsense? You remember my little analogy when we started with the semi-ripe fruit and the ripe fruit? It's everything. Timing is everything. You needed to understand that you were operating from a reactive place instead of a creative place. I don't care if you're an engineer or a realtor. Oh, please get that off, spirit. Nope, that's not it. Give me a second. That's not that's not for you. Ah, thank you. I don't know what you want me to say about this though. It's like you've this is so No, we're not doing this. It's either the message comes through easy or it's not for the collective. Ugh. It's like you're hurting your own heart by trying to figure out what's right and wrong about everyone else. You're hurting your own heart by trying to categorize and place people in a box because you're also doing that to yourself. Your heart isn't asking for judgment. Your heart is asking you to reconnect to yourself, to the truth of your being. When you're acting from the intention of wanting to reconnect with yourself and to grow as a person, to build a life of service, whatever your chosen field. Yeah, sorry. I'm just I asked my guides to start communicating with me in a little bit of a different way, so we're learning. We're learning as it's coming through. So, it feels like that's literally you too. It's like you're starting to be picky and choosy about the things that are coming to you. You're like, "Yeah, that's really not it. I don't know where you're going with that. That was out of left field and is completely irrelevant." Or, "Yeah, this whole situation over here feels like a load of poo-poo, garbage, and it has nothing to do with anything you want or anything that feels good to you, so you're just gonna put it over there." It also feels like in this intention that you've set to reconnect from yourself, to really I mean, I literally mean dive deep, not outside of you, but in. And I have to say, this is a lot harder than you think. But once it clicks, it's like your whole life opens up. This eclipse is meant for you to see how much you really get to write the script. You get to choose. You get to choose what you focus on. You get to choose what's what's important to you. When you're coming from your heart, you understand that this alignment is not really optional. This becoming, this this empowerment, you get a taste of that, and suddenly it's only what feeds it that you're gonna choose. But what's key here is you know how to give that to yourself. That's not something you need from other people. And you're going to start to recognize now a lot more clearly where people are acting from, I know how to meet my own needs, and or they're acting like I have to take it from everybody else. This is harsh astrological weather. The stuff that drains you is not going to be tolerated. It will be exacerbated until it's made obvious. Sometimes that's acknowledging hard truths about the things that you entertain in your life. Sometimes that's about setting a firm boundary. Oh, that's trippy. So a lot of you have been very controlling or demeaning towards yourself because you thought that you were the problem. You thought that, well, if everyone is treating me like this, then they're all the problem. Or if it's always like this, then I must be the problem. But what you're starting to recognize is that certain things that you've absorbed or that you came into this life to clear in your cellular membranes, what the heck? Your DNA, that's the word. In your DNA, some of these things have been absorbed and coded for you to break out of at the right time. Your soul signature is time. It's like a delayed release. Once you master a certain group of lessons, you can move to the next level of embodiment. This is not a process that can be rushed. It's not a process where steps can be skipped. So if you have any doubt of where you are on this journey of embodiment and empowerment, you have to absolutely understand and know. Because I'm telling you right now, you're exactly where you need to be. You're figuring out new questions that are holding the answers that you've been looking for. Yeah. Let the chips fall where they may, Lune. And you're going to start to notice that things start picking up for you. Ah, I love that. 808 strength. It all comes back to you. For some of you, bald eagles could be significant. 808 or 888, 919, 1010, 1234, and 333. And ascending numbers. Okay, that's all for the numbers. Strength. Is there anything else, Spirit? Maybe feathers are significant to you. King of Wands to match the Queen of Wands. Page of Wands. Okay. Oh, wow. And the Seven of Cups. Spirit's telling me this is the last message. And then we're going to do a really quick meditation. It's going to, and I literally mean very quick. King of Wands, Page of Wands, Seven of Cups. King of Wands, Page of Cups, Seven of Cups. This feels like you and your guides reaching a new stage of communication. It's like a new place in your communication. Almost like a um how do you say? A conspiratorial exchange of glances. Like, you're kinda like, "Hmm, yeah, I know what's up. Yeah, you know what's up. Yeah, we're gonna do this thing. Yeah, that thing's gonna happen for us. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going in divine timing. Yeah, you're gonna follow the signs." Like, that kind of, exchange right now. And I feel that your reminder here is to reconnect and to ask for your guides to help you. Ask for your guides, ask for your angels to help you break out of confusion, help you find clarity where you've been struggling with certain things that seem to circle and circle and circle and run away with you. Call on divine intervention where you need it, okay? Yeah, that really feels like that feels like the last message here. So, really quickly, for our meditation today. We already did a little bit of Reiki, but I'm going to start to bring through a little bit more energy to assist you in this realignment. If you're open to receiving this energy activation for this meditation, we're going to we're going to tap in with 888. We had 808 at the beginning, but we have 888 now. It's like the missing piece, Spirit's saying. 888 if you're open to receiving this energy activation for this brief meditation. I'm going to be doing this with amethyst, okay? I have this giant amethyst wand. I missed my crystals. So I want you to just gently close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Heavy exhale through the mouth. Another deep breath in. And heavy exhale on a sigh. Last slow inhale. And exhaling nice and slowly. Returning to your normal pace of breathing. I want you to focus on the energy of this blood moon eclipse. If you can imagine the eclipse in your mind's eye, specifically, Spirit is showing me the sun covered by the moon, but this would be the moon covered by the earth in this particular season. But whichever image of a eclipse resonates with you, this is the energy that I want you to envision right now. And if you can't envision it, I want you to just hold the feeling in your body. Now, as you very gently invite this energy into your space, into your life, to help complete anything that was brought up, but you still are needing closure around, I want you to go ahead and speak out loud or very clearly in your mind with, with a firmness exactly what it is that you're still needing answers about, what it is that still feels unresolved. And I'll give you a moment to think about that and then say that out loud or very clearly in your mind. It might be one thing, it might be two, and it might be five. Whatever it is, I want you to now ask for this blood moon eclipse energy to help resolve anything that is unclear to you about these things that you've brought up, these things you're still needing closure on, or a sense of finality, a sense of, ah, that makes sense. So you might say, surrender, to release your grip on some of these things, on all of them. And maybe as you start to affirm this, you notice that your body feels a little bit more relaxed, a little less tense. Maybe you even got a sense for what you need in order to find closure. And perhaps it's the very theme of this message today, divine timing, to surrender your expectation of a time frame of what you think might be best for you as opposed to what actually is best for you. And that might be just one of the answers you've received or intuited in any way. Allowing this eclipse energy to flush any remaining doubt, any remaining tension around these particular things that you've brought up. You surrender, you release, and you let it go. And as you come to the end of this brief meditation, I want you to just notice, without judgment, without trying to categorize or label it, just notice how you feel in your body right now. How does the air in the room you're in, or if you're outside, the air around you feel? How is the light affecting your sensitivity? Do you smell anything? All just things to notice. Are you seated comfortably or struggling to find a sense of relaxation where you are? Again, nothing to force yourself to change, but just to notice. Remember that you are the one in control and that you have the ability to change everything. And this meditation is complete. I'm going to count back from 5, and when I hit 1, you're going to open your eyes and return completely to this space. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to go ahead and dial down this energy, disconnecting it, but also disconnecting it from you. I missed you all so much. Maybe some of you, like Ari, had an instant answer. Perhaps some of you had brought up things that actually were complete. You just didn't know how to let go of them. Again, if any of these messages resonated with you, please share this. Please share this with someone you think needs to hear anything in here today. Or if any of my other videos resonate with you and you feel like you need to share them, please go ahead. The more the merrier. So, oh, you're so welcome. I love you all so much. If you want to book a reading with me, a psychic reading or a Reiki healing session, you can book with me on my website. Lisa dropped the link to that in the live chat, but it's also in the description box of this video. My website is fromspiritforlove.com/book-online to go straight to bookings, but forget everything after the slash if you just want to check out the homepage. Yeah. You want to join me on Patreon? Links in the description box below. We have channeled messages over there, channeled other messages over there, and energy healing sessions. You're all so welcome. I have so much love for you. I really do. You all are so wonderful. And I am just so honored to know you, to have the opportunity to know you. You're amazing. Oh, Kalisha. Yeah, I'm here for you when you're ready. Kalisha says she was mind blown by the session. Yeah. For a framework of reference, framework of reference. I have to go. A framework for reference. I do Reiki energy healing sessions for people and for pets, and psychic sessions, psychic readings, as well as mediumship readings. So those are a little bit different. Mediumship includes connecting with people on the other side, and psychic readings are just really tuning into your aura and your energy bodies. I offer Akashic record readings and healings, and those are only half-hour sessions because those are really intense healings, and I wanna make sure that you have time to integrate properly, but Reiki sessions as well as readings, I offer half hours and hour-longs, and I also offer past life regressions and healings. So that's an hour-long session because we're unpacking a little bit more, and it's a bit more interactive, where I'm guiding you to trust your instincts and what you're seeing, because and that's a little bit different from an Akashic record reading, because the past life regression focuses specifically on 1 or 2 lifetimes, or depending on what you came for, like a specific wound, um, and everything that's really affecting that, or making that manifest for you. Then the Akashic record reading has a little bit more to do with those kinds of things at the soul contract level. It's also a really good way to get answers if you've been looking for answers, but also so is a psychic reading. So really just trust your instincts. If you've been looking to learn more about these things, either reach out to me or do some research on all the things that these can unpack for you. Okay? Finally, I also do herbal supplement recommendations if you've been looking to go on a detox or kind of rebalance some different hormonal things or organ related things. You'll know what that is if that's for you, like a specific heart issue or liver. Um, Spirit actually tells me directly, like the herbs and then the quantities and then your schedule to take it. So if you've been looking for an alternative way to approach some imbalances physically, that's a really amazing way to do that. All right. I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I missed you so much, and I will see you again so soon. All right. Bye, collective. Oh, Cynthia says, I can attest to Julia's sessions being super healing. Even 2 of my pets benefited from her healing. I love you, Cynthia. I love you all so much. My heartfelt gratitude to you, Mary. Oh, okay. I love you guys so much. See you. Bye.